The first thing we see in this new trailer is a repeat of the footage from the last one of Claudio's full crouch, down forward 2, 1+2, as well as his forward forward 2, 1+2 being his wall bounce, as well as the new move probably back 4-1 being a new screw move, and now forward forward 2-2 activates Starburst on hit, probably in the open 2, we'll have to wait and see. I covered this last time, so I've been brief, but keep in mind the fact that right now the mid part of the string is -13 on block, the same as Katarina's Harrier 4, which is now her wall bounce. And as I was saying before, this is quite a consistent theme with wall bounce moves where they are punishable on block, meaning that they're only really going to be useful as block or whiff punishers, or if you're using them as 50-50 tools, then they're going to be risky. However, what did catch my eye was how close the Harrier 4 lands at a wall break, and that the wall bounce still happens. It looks like the properties have been slightly changed from Geese's back 2, which is currently in the game, to make it so that wall bounce moves always give a wall bounce, no matter what kind of a wall they hit or from what range. Katarina also gains a new extension to her back 4, maybe back 4, 3+4. At the moment the only extension is a punishable high, so at best this is going to become a risky 50-50 string extension, but maybe the flip over in combos is useful. If this move is safe, I might just be a Season 2 Shaheen main. Shaheen seems to have gained a new move, perhaps a while running 2 or a forward forward 2, which is a mid, knockdown and wall bounce tool with good range. I've said for a while that the one thing it feels like Shaheen lacks is a long range mid, barely safe tool, kind of a spammable long range mid like a forward forward 2 from Jin and other moves like that, and if this is safe on block then this is it. He also appears to have a new entry into Snake Stance, or whatever Shaheen stance is called, perhaps done with 2-3 down forward, and that gives him a new wall ender, leaving the opponent in face down, feet away for good Oki. It's quite safe to say that it's always been pretty weird that Lucky Chloe doesn't have a manual way to go into a back turn stance, and now she does, and she gets to low crush in the process. I kinda doubt that it's going to happen that often where you're going to low crush a move with the transition and still have enough time to get a Cali roll off like you see here, but it's cool for the trailer obviously. She also has a new move that you see at the end there that kind of spikes down in the combo. I can't really say what I think that's going to do in the neutral, we're just going to have to wait and see. Josie now has a new way to be rewarded for baiting you into swinging in the middle of her strings, as the last hit of her back 1-2 4-4 is now a wall bounce, with the last 2 hits obviously being a natural combo on counter hit. She also appears to have a new move out of her crouch dash, perhaps crouch dash up forward 2. It looks like it's an elbow, so maybe unparryable. If it gives plus frames on block, which it looks like it might as a mid, then yeah, some of her pressure chains are going to be even more disgusting. Gigas's down 1+2 power crush is now his wall bounce move. It's probably going to be very punishable, but being able to get this much reward for armoring through a move is always going to be a viable tool. We also see that the while standing 4-2 new extension to his 13 frame while standing punish does indeed break the floor. So on the temple stage, Gigas has a 13 frame while standing launcher, which is cool. Kazumi now seems to be able to chain her backwards fly and forwards fly stances into each other at an impressive enough speed to whiff punish bad on whiff moves, and her fly stance 1 now seems to be a wall bounce move rather than a normal hit launcher. It will be interesting to see whether this is always the case or just when the stances are chained into each other. Note that once again, as far as we know, Fly Stance 1 is a punishable move, making it only useful as a whiff punish, or very risky when used as part of a mix-up. Well, I guess we have all been calling for Paul to be buffed. Yeah. So Paul's forward 1+4 now guarantees a Death Fist on hit, probably going to do like what, 50 or 60 damage, but it gets worse than that because I went and tested this earlier, and as you'll be able to see here, they've actually buffed its evasiveness too. In the clip you see it evade a down forward 1 after Law's slash kick, and right now it can't do that. So it's going to be a more evasive, more rewarding panic option for Paul, of which panic options are one of the only things he's not already one of the best in the game at. Cool. Law's sidestep 3+4 is now an insta-screw on what looks like normal hit, and his Dragon Tail ender gives new Oki at the wall. Feng's down forward 2-2 now wall bounces. At the moment this move is safe, so if it stays that way it's easily one of the best wall bounces we've seen. We then get another look at Brian's quarter circle forward 1+2 doing the wall bounce. As I've said before, this is -13. Yoshimitsu's while standing 4 can now transition into Kincho stance, which is really cool because now he gets kind of a bootleg version of Law's while standing 4 into DSS. His Kincho 3 is also now a launcher on counter hit. Kincho was already one of Yoshimitsu's scarier mix-up stances, and this only buffs that, which all of us have to be happy with. Kincho 1+2 also looks like it might give a new kind of spike in combos. I'm not actually sure if this did this before though. King's sidestep 2 is now a insta screw on normal hit, which is cool as a whiff punish tool. Jack's mid debugger Death Fist thing is now his wall bounce, and then we see a really cool combo that might only work on big body characters. Who knows? In the video I made when I just woke up this morning, I very stupidly said that we'd seen nerfs to drag, as I was assuming that we were looking at the counter hit properties on up forward 1. It turns out that this looks like a block punish, meaning that the move has both been buffed in speed and properties on hit, as it's 16 frames right now, and it would have to be 15 or lower to punish Feng's back forward 1, and it now gives a knockdown, and you can follow up with probably forward 2 when you don't have rage or the rage drive. If this isn't faster than 15 frames even now, it will still be mostly pointless as a block punisher, because down forward 2 is just going to be better as a full launch. But it does give you a little bit more reason to use a move that at the moment is only useful for its counter hit properties. And Dragunov really needed that buff. Leo's forward 1+2 is now her wall bounce move, and this is even more useless than a lot of them, as it's an 18 frame launch punishable mid. As a very situational block punisher, like against Asuka's back 3 on block or Rage Arch from a certain position on screen, this is a buff, it's just a small and mostly pointless one. Asuka's full crouch down forward 3 is now her wall bounce move. I guess this gives some extra spice to her full crouch game from a certain position on screen. This is another move that's currently -13 on block, so possibly still not very good. Lily's wall bounce move is up forward 4-3, and it's actually currently only -9. If that stays the same, once again this is one of the best wall bounces we've seen. We also see that her 3-1 can now transition into whatever that stance is called. This could allow for new combos or just string pressure in the open. If I've been consistent on one thing since the start of these announcements, it's that I don't think wall bounce is going to be that powerful in the meta. I don't think they've been giving it to good moves, and I don't think that it changes all that much because resplat combos were already possible. Now, with all of that said, oh my god, how the hell does Ling's AOP 1+2 wall bounce? If this move just gets this buff and doesn't lose any of its other properties, it's just going to be straight up one of the best moves in the game. If you don't know about this move already, it's an extremely long range mid that comes from AOP. It's a knockdown on hit, it's a full launcher on counter hit, and it's only -1 on block. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a move that should have already probably be in line for nerfs, not buffs. And you never know. This could come with even just a minor frames on block nerf. Say it's -5, and I would still take that. I think I would still prefer to have to deal with Ling's AOP 1+2 if it wall bounced, but it was -5 on block, not bloody -1. Which leads me to something else that I wanted to say, and that's that obviously guys right now all we're seeing is buffs, and it's been confirmed that we've not seen everything. I think it's quite likely that there are a lot more buffs and new moves and things going on that we haven't seen, as well as nerfs, and I have to hope for it, because nothing's perfect, but this game is incredibly well balanced compared to its peers, and I mean, they can't muck it up that badly, because to me, the most interesting and most powerful new buffs that we've seen have been, other than for Yoshimitsu, have been for Steve, Dragunov, Paul and Xiao Yu, which just really aren't four of the characters that need big buffs, let's be honest. And at that point I think I'm going to stop this for today, because it's late and because this video is becoming very long and I'm starting to feel like I'm having to rush every single section. So I'm going to finish this up tomorrow, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this one and you come back for part 2. Like, comment and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks a lot, guys. It's really exciting to be a Tekken fan right now.